What's going on? Welcome back to Strike and Spark. My name is Ray Hayes, and alongside me, I have my co-host, Big Mike. What's going on, man?
Back at it again. Big Boy Squad, rise up.
Big Boy Squad, yes. I joined Big Boy Squad maybe like 2019, 2020. I feel good about it. It feels great.
That's a mood.
And, of course, we have our wonderful, wonderful guest, Caitlin Alyn, or Caitlin, your last name? I don't
you said
know,
it
Caitlin
right.
Alyn.
It's
I know,
Alyn.
but like, okay.
Oh, yeah, it's
Alyn.
Alyn. Thank you.
Cool. How are you doing? I'll bleep that out.
Why don't you just say my social security number while you're at it? Give him my address. Yeesh.
I'm sorry. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good now that I'm still alive before I get murdered off somebody off the internet, thanks to you, Raymond. No, I'm kidding.
I will bleep. I can bleep it. I'll bleep it. I swear.
Just gonna dox our guests like that? That's crazy.
Dang, dude. I'm part of the witness protection.
You doing good though? That's good.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm still getting back into the swing of things after being out on basically on vacation for like 2 weeks for the 4th of July.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, so now I'm back and I'm like, you're like kind of back to reality, and it's a little weird, but but I'm getting there. I'm going to a comedy show tonight and I'm excited about that.
Ooh, nice. Where are you going?
Yeah. Some show in West Hollywood. I don't even know. I'm meeting up with some friends. I got to figure out some more information, but I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Ray,
nice.
You asked the wrong question. It's not where you going, it's who you're seeing.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
and that too, I don't know anything about. Literally, I know nothing. Listen, all I know is I'm trying to meet up with Mike Falzone. Mike Falzone says, I will be here at this place. I say, aye, Captain. I will see you there. That's what.
Sure
that's how it goes down.
You sure you're not going to show up Thursday?
Listen, I know that I deserve that. So I will just suck it up. But
yeah, for those who don't know, Caitlin was supposed to be a double guest with Mike Falzone on the last episode. So,
and
scheduling
I put the
things
date
happen.
wrong.
It
I put the date wrong in my
It's all good.
calendar.
It's all good. Things happen.
Yeah.
You know, life happens. We roll with the
It
punches.
does.
And,
Sometimes you drop the ball.
So, for those who don't know, tell us about yourself. What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for work, like to make money and like career stuff, I am a social media content producer. That's like my big girl job. That's the one that pays my bills. And I also do some social media management as well. So basically, I work in marketing.
Nice.
And then, I do, and comedy helps out a lot. Being a stand-up and then I'm a comedian. So that's, I look at it like short-term stuff, like paying your bills, and long-term stuff, like having a career that makes you happy and hopefully also pays your bills. So that's kind of where I'm at in life, man. I have kind of a split life going on where daytime I'm responding to emails like, yeah, let's circle back to that, Janet. And then at 7 p.m. I'm like, suck my dick, Brian, like an open mic.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, that's how thank you. 2 thumbs up, huh? No, I feel it's taken me a while to find this balance in life, and like I'm in a really good spot, I gotta say. I'm very thankful.
Nice. I feel like that's really indicative of like the multi-hyphenate lifestyle, and I feel like for those who don't
the
know,
LA lifestyle.
Yeah, honestly, this podcast is about people that have multiple careers and multiple hyphenates, don't want to be tied down to one thing, and that's kind of why like all of the guests that we've had definitely don't have one thing going on, and they're always trying to do more, or like Mike said last time, it's like out of necessity because he doesn't want to wait on anybody to do other things, and
it's true.
It's always great to like have other people's perspectives on how that shit works, because it's very important to like, if you want to do something like that, or if you like kind of have been and you don't really know how to put a label on it, it's kind of cool to like have something to refer to, and that's what this podcast is for.
Yeah, and I think even going beyond career specifically, there's also just having something that's outside of whatever your day job is, like whatever that thing is that pays your bills and provides you with stability or security or what have you. It doesn't mean that you have to be going and doing open mics every evening, or like, I don't know, doing whatever, some kind of artwork or whatever. It doesn't have to be art. I mean, I know a lot of people who are really into like weight training and heavy
Yeah.
lifting and or cooking or I guess which is an art actually, but all these things like anything that's yours,
Yeah.
I feel like that's living a well-rounded life. Sometimes it can be like I'm juggling too many things and I feel like I'm going to explode.
Mm-hmm.
But those moments are few and far between.
Mm-hmm. That's
But it
good.
does happen. I think that's the only downside of being a quote unquote hyphenate or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Like you drop the ball on like a podcast because you were trying to do something else for somebody else, doing something else for somebody, you know what I mean? And then
Right.
and you're like, oh shit, and then you drop a ball. And I mean, it happens, but that is
Absolutely.
one of the downsides to kind of this lifestyle is like you do want to, have as many hands, as many cookie jars as you can.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
funny. Me and Big Mike, on the
mm,
first episode that we did, we talked about how like both of us are very go with the flow people, and Rachel, our
mhm.
producer, who's on the show with us as well, and Taylor, our other host, or Rachel hosts as well. But we talked about how like me and Big Mike, like both of us, like we just go with the flow on shit, and we don't really like we plan, but we don't really plan. And like if it's something that we do, we kind of plan it for that week or for that day, and just kind of hope for the best. And for the most part, it does because
Yeah.
you can there's so many different ways that you can work like that, and so I feel it's super important. What's
I
up,
mean, I'm
Rachel?
like that as well. But she's like, no, I hate this.
I know she popped on. What's up?
I was just curious what you were gonna say about me. I was like, do I need to
Oh,
keep catching
oh no,
my
I was just saying.
reaction?
I was just
Nah,
mentioning you so you could say hi.
don't worry. We're
Hey,
talking
everyone who's
shit in the
listening.
good way.
I mean, she can hear it all. Anyways.
So, what, you were listening this whole time?
All right, guys, I
No.
gotta go.
No, yeah, I'm definitely the planner of the podcast. Like,
Yeah,
I'm the one who's always like, we
absolutely.
need a meeting this week. Hurry up.
Mhm.
Okay.
I
We
mean,
appreciate you for it.
that's really it's very helpful. I've noticed that, who you partner up with is important too. It's even stand up, which is technically a solo activity. It's really not. I mean, Mike and I produced a weekly show together pre-pandemic. I used to co-host a podcast. He wasn't with a comic, but it was, for comedy purposes. There are a lot of things that I do that involves other people, and I do try to work with people that are more action oriented because I'm way more of a dreamer. I'm over here going, what if we do this? What if we do this? And I'm like up in the clouds,
Right.
and that's really helpful to have people who are like, which I think Mike is one of these people, which is why I like cling to him sometimes. But he's like, all right, let's go do it. He just does it, and I'm like, take me with you.
Oh,
Uh,
God, I feel that.
That's
so yeah, it's
relatable.
about finding your people. It's about finding your people. I wouldn't say that's a weakness either. Like you need dreamers, you
Mhm.
need people to go with the flow. I also don't
Mhm.
want to be on a project where everybody is type A, freaking out about this, like planners to the point where you're like, oh my God, go take a Xanax. I don't like that
Yeah.
either. Like so it's like having a nice balance of like stoners and crackheads, basically.
I mean, that's any movie set that you walk on. For the
Yeah,
most part.
it's true. It's true.
Mhm. It's just definitely interesting
So-
when you get like type A dreamers. Because like it's just like, what if we do like a musical
rare
while
breed.
we're like producing a TV show, but like also like let's plan out every possible scenario for all of this. It's a hard life.
I feel like that's like a Shonda Rhimes type.
Yeah, that would.
That's
I'm
a
a
Shonda
trying.
Rhimes.
I'm a trying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens. So we talked about like we're sitting here talking about it all, but like, so let's do a mental health check-in with everybody. 'Cause how's everybody doing? How's their brain? How's their emotional level? How we doing today?
Who
Great.
going first?
I get a vibe. Ray, what's your astrology sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
I knew it. Water
Damn,
sign.
I got called
Big
out
Mike, you're a
real
water
hard.
sign too, aren't you? What's
I'm a
your
what?
sign?
Water
A
sign.
water sign.
What
What's
month
your
were you
sign?
born in? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm Aquarius.
Oh, water bearer. Still, we'll take it
You're
for the win.
But I'm old Aquarius, right? I'm old
Old
Aquarius because it changed.
It did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Really?
well, okay. Now we're gonna
Yeah.
go off a tangent.
I know.
But
This
I
is
was
an
just
astrology
wondering.
podcast now.
I know. But I was just wondering. I was only wondering because Ray's like, tell us about your feelings, and I was like, oh, you freaking water sign.
Hey, you know what?
And I'm a Pisces, so I'm with you. And I'm like gonna start crying, so look out. No, I how am I doing? I'm good. I feel like the last year and a half has been a real topsy-turvy time, to say the
Absolutely.
least. I think
That's fair.
how I felt this last week in particular, I was talking to a friend about it. It felt like I didn't know, I didn't have my bearings and I couldn't tell what was up or down or left or right. And it almost felt like, now this has never happened to me, so I can't say what this is really like, but I would imagine getting caught up in like a riptide or something where you're just like, you're being kind of taken with whatever, like out of control and you don't know where you are. I just felt really like, where am I? What is it that I want? Where am I going? Like you were talking about not really, having like plans and actions. Well, if I don't have any kind of goal, I also feel like that kind of grounds me. And I'm going, okay, so even if it's something like exercise, like I want to lift, bench press 100 pounds or whatever. It's like I need to see improvements on the way to this goal. Otherwise, I'm like, well, what am I freaking doing here? Why am I even trying? So
Right.
I just felt like I was like, wait, I had to take a step back and be like, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? So it was a weird week, but I feel like I kind of like barfed up a bunch of crap and now I feel like lighter. I feel
Nice.
better. I feel good about going out tonight because I have not been like doing that. I've been kind of in my little hole, so
Mhm.
like got to get out of your hole.
Oh
But
my
that's
God,
me.
yeah.
That's me.
Nice.
That's my emotional breakdown. I didn't have a
Oh yeah.
breakdown, but
I
that's my
didn't see any
breakdown of
tears,
my
so
emotions.
I think we did all right.
I did good.
How about you, Big Mike?
Oh God. Oh. That is all.
Oh. That's all? That's it? All right.
Nah. Shoot, man. I don't want to get too personal. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
man. What's this for? What's all this for if not to get personal?
I'm not gonna cap on you.
Throw it on.
You ever be like, nah, she probably watching. I ain't gonna cap. But there was some events in my life recently
Mhm.
that I'm not gonna lie, got my anxiety running like Usain Bolt. And
Oh no.
that's like every night. I know, right? And you got me, like I'm Mr. Go with the Flow chill dude, the back light is blue and purple, tranquility. Know what I'm saying? I'm colorblind, by the way, so
How am I just now finding out about this, bro?
That is amazing.
so that shit better be blue. But
Oh my God.
That is so
I
funny.
just
So-
now found out about this.
it's so
That's amazing.
yeah, it's been interesting. I'm gonna put that on it. I'm not gonna say it was stressful, even though it was. But it's
anxiety
like,
is always stressful.
yeah, it's more of like interesting of where I had to like think about it on myself and for another person. And then, like I said before it started, I got to go back to Tampa. That is some family related issues.
Mm.
My aunt might have cancer. I'm willing to put that one out there. Might have cancer. So my mom disappearing on that. I got to watch her house. Go look out for my brother. He just got out of surgery. So things are stacking on.
Dang.
But it happens. It happens every now and then. Life is gonna be like, hey, everything's good. We got the Strike a Spark podcast. We got guests. Had Mike last week. Everything was nice. I got paid $300 to sit and watch dogs.
There we go.
Yeah, everything was balling, and then it was like, you know what? Your shit too good. Okay, so I'm in a state. Yeah, I'm in a state of content. I'm just gonna say that. I'm in a state of content. I'm not down bad, but I'm there.
Could be better.
Yeah, I could be better. Nothing's
I get
worse. I
that.
could be better.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good for the most part. Like having a good outlook on that.
Yes.
I remember
Yes, sir.
the second episode that we did with Etienne. Go watch that if you haven't or listen to it. He talked about how when everything's going
Shameless
good,
plug.
of course, why not? He talked about whenever things are going good, there's always going to be that one thing that is going to stop you or try to stop you, and it's up to you to persevere through it. And so,
Yeah.
glad to see everyone here is good.
What about
for
you,
me-
Mr. Black Cheeto Mustache?
Black.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What is a black Cheeto?
No. Do I need to go shave real quick?
shaved. I'm the baby face of the show. Shut up.
All right, cool. No, Taylor's also clean shaven.
I didn't get a
I mean-
single compliment on my mustache.
Caitlin, goddamn.
Rude.
I just gotta say, it
Unreal.
looks really good.
Thank you.
For me, I've been pretty good. I have been on, if we're getting personal, yeah, I've been on antidepressants since April, and it's been really fucking good, honestly. I'm
Good.
cussing a lot this episode.
Damn.
I was doing so good, in fact, that I bought some weed on Monday. And I was like, you know what? It's been 4 years since I have smoked weed. I am in
I
such
didn't
a
know
good
that
place.
part.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna do this and see how I am. And then yeah.
Famous last words.
Yeah. So I bought a what is it called? I bought a thing of it.
Joints?
I
Pre-rolls?
bought two pre-rolls, and then I bought that thing that I gave you. How much was in there?
An eighth.
An eighth.
An eighth
Thank you.
of
See, I don't even
weed.
know my terminology.
It's been 4 years and you're out of touch.
I know, it's bad. I'm like an old man. So I had smoked all of one joint and then smoked like 3/4 of the other one. And
Were
then
you not just like completely blitzed? Because like I'd be stoned off my ass if
I
I was
was-
smoking a whole joint.
I bought $40 worth of Wingstop, and I watched all of the first season of Mythic Quest in one sitting.
Oh my god.
It was
2
fantastic.
joints, 2 pre-rolls.
But halfway through, like the reason I stopped was I had like this really bad panic attack that kind of like
Gee.
did a kickstart for my anxiety, and I felt that
Wonder
coming on
why.
again. Yeah, it was really, really bad, and I stopped and I just started cleaning my apartment so I could not think about it.
That's smart.
And then I sobered up, and then I hit you up. I was like, "Hey, do you want this? I can't do this anymore."
I mean, I hate to see my friends have anxiety, but I mean, if it gives me a free eighth of weed, I mean, my God, I hope everyone has panic attacks.
Golly.
I'm glad it worked out because I was like, I just don't want this to sit here, and I feel bad.
No,
I'm
and
like,
you're like, I can't do this anymore.
yeah, it was my official last
Dude,
hurrah.
even if you weren't on antidepressants, that's a lot of weed for someone who doesn't smoke often.
No one told me.
No one
My man.
told you. You smoked 4 years ago.
No.
Yes. I was
know.
a whole different person. That was a whole different season.
Let's
Oh
go
my
back to the
goodness.
fact that he was treating weed like bread about to go bad. I don't want to waste this. This is gonna go stale.
I never
Yeah.
said it was gonna go stale. I just didn't want to just stare at it while it's sitting on my desk or something. You know.
Yeah, could tempt you back into
Exactly.
the devil's anxiety
Oh.
chamber.
Exactly. It was
Like
not a
that.
fun time.
Also, got to point out that it's always me and your episodes
Mm.
that have like the most far topics, bro.
I know. Well, this is still the mental health check-in. We still got a lot more to go through. It's only been like 20 minutes.
That's
Oh my goodness.
that's even scarier. I'm not gonna lie.
Has it really?
That's-
Well, actually, it hasn't. It's been more like 15, 10. Rachel,
Oh,
hi again.
we're-
They go to producer.
18.
Up than that?
18.
18? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. So, to get back on track, I mean, technically we didn't get off track because that was all mental health check-in. We're going to get into a tiny little, not really an icebreaker game because we're all pretty chill, but like just like a quick this or that. And so these
Okay.
are only got what, 5 here? Very
Okay.
quick. Let's see what you think.
Yes.
You ready for this?
Okay.
All right. This or that. TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok.
Really?
Oh, duh. Instagram is gross.
I don't like Instagram really. I believe that.
TikTok's better.
Would you rather owe money or owe a favor?
Money.
I believe that. I feel that. That's true. Yeah. Would you
You
rather?
can always make money.
That's true.
Pay them off. It's not worth the effort.
Directing or acting?
Acting.
Okay.
Travel. What?
Okay.
Okay. Travel abroad. I can't speak.
Travel to
abroad.
Paul Blart.
There you go.
Travel to Paul Blart Mall Cop. Be in the second. Travel abroad, but never have a home more than a week, or never leave LA, but you have your choice of home.
Whoa, say that again.
So travel abroad, but never
Uh-huh.
have a home more than a
So
week.
being transient.
Yes, but like I mean, like traveling, not like like on the streets.
Yeah, you're
but
seeing the world. You're seeing, you're
Yeah.
staying in different Airbnbs every week.
Right. Or never leave LA, but have your choice of a home. Like you get to pick it or build it or whatever you want.
Oh, do I get the choice in where I stay in Europe?
I mean, you can. I mean, Europe's a big place, so you could travel however long you want to. I guess you could.
Travel wherever.
You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna say LA.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Everything's here.
it's true. It's very true.
I don't know. That place built different though.
How long have you lived here, Mike?
Hey, dog.
Exactly. Shut up.
Hey, dog. Hey, dog. Hey, why is everyone
Listen,
moving to Houston?
I know it's not.
Huh?
I know they're not. They're moving to Austin. And
Yeah,
that's 'cause
whatever.
they're
Same
chumps.
state.
As someone who's in Houston moving to Austin, very, very different places.
Yo, same state. They both a city, right? They both end
They
in
both have
Stin.
letters in them.
They both end with Stin. Houston.
But they call
Austin.
it Keep Austin weird. So
Hey, that's because everybody from California moving there.
I
Because
mean,
they can't handle the heat. And this was the whole question.
They
Was-
can't handle the heat,
where-
so they moving
where-
to Texas.
I don't need that kind of heat. I
what kind of heat?
a metaphorical.
A metaphorical
like,
heat.
They can't handle it here.
Like the kitchen heat.
So they go, the kitchen heat.
There you
They
go.
So they
Can't
can't
handle
handle
the
the kitchen heat, so they got to get out of the kitchen and they got to go to Texas.
To a place with rattlesnakes.
Dude,
But
Austin's
tons of
really dope.
barbecue.
But anyway, I would actually, I love Austin. I don't know if I would live there, but to answer your question, I think I would live in LA and just get to have the perfect house. But I've also never traveled outside the country, so I don't even know what I'm missing.
Yeah, that's true. I've only gone once, and it was a long time ago, and I hardly remember it.
I've
Yeah,
been twice.
I do like traveling. I love traveling, but
Traveling's
I don't know.
fantastic.
That's a great question. I don't know. If you had asked me yesterday, I might have said the other one. I mean, this is
Mm.
really a toss-up.
Yeah. Never listen to music. Never listen to music again, or never watch a movie again.
Never watch a movie again.
Ooh.
Easy.
And that's a tough one, but
It's easy for
another
me.
fantastic question.
Mm.
And I even went to school. I mean, my college degree is in filmmaking. I mean, like it's a big part of my life, but I listen to music all day long.
Yeah.
I watch movies maybe once a week.
Yeah, I respect that.
Like, I'm right there with you, but like at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm not gonna listen to freaking Chicken Little while I'm driving across state.
Yeah, I feel that. That's true. I mean, you can if you
point.
want to.
You can, but like type of
They got-
weirdo.
I'm sure the OST is on Spotify.
But that's music, right?
Oh, you're right. Whatever. Just disregard what I just said then. Lastly,
Mhm.
Laugh Factory or Comedy Store?
Oh,
To perform or to perform?
However you want to interpret it.
The Comedy Store. And I'm sorry, I work at the Laugh Factory and I'm such a I have no loyalty, but I
That's why I
love
brought it up
the energy at the comedy. It's a great question. I hate you for it. And I mean that could change. This is what's interesting about the comedy clubs though, is that it ebbs and flows and it all depends on who is running things at that time. And it does change.
Mhm.
And so there could be, and I've heard that from other comedians too, who've been in the game way longer than I have, that like, oh, back in the 90s, like the Laugh Factory was the place to be and no one even gave a shit about the Comedy Store, or the Improv was like popping off, or the Ice House. Like there's always, it goes in like waves, but like in my, I've only been doing this for a couple years. There's just nothing like the Comedy Store. Like the energy there is so great. I'm getting to hang out with everybody too. I miss it so much.
Soon, hopefully, we can all. I mean, I don't know.
We're close.
how
I mean,
open
it's
they
already
are,
basically
yeah.
open, but I just
Okay.
haven't. It's just, I feel like the wheel is still like
Yeah.
with
Honestly.
everything.
Mhm.
And for some people, the elite ones, they're
Mhm.
already moving, but like some of us are more on the outskirts of things. Like it's just taken a little longer, I feel like, to get some momentum going. But because they're not inviting me to the Comedy Store right now. I mean, I actually am, but that's not true. I'm performing at the Comedy Store in a week, but in La Jolla, not in the one in
Wow.
Hollywood. Little different,
Hey,
which I'm actually really excited because I've never done that venue before. So like, anytime I can do a new club is really exciting. So
nice.
yeah,
That's good stuff.
it'll be cool.
Speaking of, doing, did I drop you this list, Mike? By the way, it's in the host chat. So I mean, if you have anything you want to add, and you can definitely, by the way,
For what? Like questions
and stuff. Yeah, I sent them to you.
I ain't really got no questions. I'm gonna be honest.
All right, I'm just making sure if you have anything to say, because I don't want to just pile drive through this whole thing without you. If you have something to say.
Look, I'm gonna say whatever I need to say. I'm a comedian. I got timing, dude.
All right,
I got timing.
That's all
also, Caitlin didn't know that. Maybe I'm a comedian too.
I'm
I'm barely
assumed.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm assumed. Yeah, that's it. I'm almost there.
You got it. You got it.
Like she said, there's layers to it. I'm not elite. I'm not amateur. I'm not even below. I'm just starting. I'm that.
Yeah.
I'm that. Hey guys, I'm open mic.
You're green.
I'm open mic.
I'm open mic.
I was like, hold on, wait a second.
Big open mic.
That should be your stage name,
bro. I would get bullied so hard.
Yeah,
really would.
Yes. You do not want people referring to you as an open micer.
That's just grounds for just flames, bro.
That's so funny.
That's grounds for every comedian in there to light my shit up.
Exactly. So you're talking about doing new shows or doing new clubs that you haven't before. In that same regard, what's something that you've done in this past year that you would be proud of? Something new that you've done that you'd say that's something that's made you feel good.
Going on the road, doing comedy on the road. I did a teeny little bit of it before the pandemic, and literally the last trip that I took was to New York City in February of 2020, end of February, and I did shows there, and I was like, I'm doing it. This is it. Only up from here, baby. And then 2 weeks later, the world shut down, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, I just had kind of started getting that, and then, in the last year, then I've gone to, even during the pandemic, I've done comedy in New York, I've done Austin, Texas, and Utah. So I've gotten to, I've gotten quite a bit in this year, and that's been I've been proud of that. I feel good about that, and it's gone all of them have gone really well. That's the other thing too, is I feel like LA is a very unique town for comedy. And so it's good to get out and to see other places and to try your material out in areas where it's not all Hollywood people,
So when it comes to, I asked Mike, I said that before, but I asked Mike a lot of these questions less because it's supposed to be a tandem episode, but
I know
it's
okay, just jeez.
I'm sorry.
He's not gonna let up on it.
I just like sneaking it in, just a knife in the side. What is it about comedy that draws you to it? Because I feel like you would have a really different answer for Mike.
It's always, I do think it changes, it develops over time. In the beginning when I started out, it really was, coming from a film background, that's why I moved out to LA, was I was gonna, I wanted to make movies and TV shows and all this and that, and it became very evident to me, the timeline for these things. It was I was too impatient. You would write a script and take forever to write that script, right? And then who knows if and when that script is ever going to actually be shared with anyone, if it's going to get made, if anybody's actually going to read it. And I think that going through that and getting really frustrated with it, never felt like anything really went anywhere with that, especially in terms of writing. And so one of the things in the beginning that really drew me to comedy was I could write a joke that day, and that night I could go and put it out there and have a connection, a response with other people, have an audience to connect with the material. So the creative expression of it was needed. I felt kind of dead inside at that time in my life. I was really lost, and I'd just gotten this job at the Laugh Factory, and it just all kind of landed in my lap. But that was early on. That was why I was enjoying it. Now it's to keep me sane. You know, it's something that, like I was mentioning before, that I need something that I'm working towards, that I have. It's like a North Star for me now. It's like, I know that as long as I'm doing comedy, like I feel like I'm doing like my earthly duties, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I
of
had a
course.
calling and I'm answering it, and I just continue to answer it until some other calling shows up and I'm like, all right, I got the assignment, I'm going to go do it. But like, this was the last, like, you know, just fell, like I said, fell in my lap, and it's been so life-giving that, you know, I'm just going to keep doing it. And I mean, it's challenging as hell, don't get me wrong, but that's why it's life-giving, because I keep going back and I keep overcoming shit and I keep getting better and I keep learning more about myself. And I mean, yeah, so I mean, ask me again in 3 years, it might be completely different, but that's why I love it now.
That's great.
See, Ray, I told you.
Yeah, man.
I told you last time with Mike that, like, you can ask every single comedian on the earth the same question. They all gonna come up with something different.
Yeah.
It's gonna come up.
It satisfies a lot of needs. And I won't lie too, there's a lot of ego involved as well in the beginning of, like, you know, wanting people, you know, wanting attention, wanting to matter. Like, you know, when people are like, what are you working on? I'm like, oh, a pilot. Like, I was never working on a pilot. I didn't have anything to show for living, and I was like, why am I in LA? You know, so there was a lot of ego involved in the beginning. 7 years.
Okay Nice.
So, you know, there was a lot of ego involved, and I mean, there's still ego involved too. I mean, you know, it's comedy, you have to have ego. You have to be like, everyone here wants to hear what I have to say.
Yeah, if you don't think you're the shit,
ego.
Like, like, there's no point. Like, you're supposed to go up there to make people laugh, and if, like, you don't think you can make people laugh, it's like, what's the point, you know? I feel like you got to have that type of that personality, because it's
strong personality.
It's crazy. I definitely don't think I can, and I appreciate when I go and see stand-up shows, because I'm like, that takes some shit. And I honestly, I haven't been let down for the most part when I go to shows, and it's like, it's awesome to just like let my guard down, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Just to like enjoy the experience for what it is, and because you don't know, it's not like a movie where you like see the trailer and you're like, oh, I know what I'm getting myself into for this. I mean, even if you go to a comedy show, even today with me being in the business, there's still tons of lineups where I don't know, I might know one person on the whole lineup.
Right.
So it's like, you might even know, well, I like this one comic, they're only doing 15 minutes, and you got 4 other comics that are doing time too. So yeah, and I think that's actually something that a lot of people, why they don't go to comedy shows, is because they're like, they want to be in control. Like, they want to, and this is, the people that really have fun at comedy clubs are the ones that like let us take them on a ride a little bit, you know, and like, you know, even if it means kind of making fun of them or joking around with them or bringing them into the act somehow, like, those are the people that have really fun times at comedy shows.
Absolutely. Working the crowd.
Yeah, I was gonna say, crowd work shows are always great. I love
Mike is really good with those. Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. I've been to like, I think 1 or 2 in the past. And I'm just like, tears.
Yeah. That's a really rare talent too.
No. So when it comes to comedy, and then also like your day job, but then also all the other just like creative outlets that you do, what is it about that is there like a pressure to maintain more so than anything, or is it just something that you kind of are used to at this point, or is it like out of necessity? Like, how do you feel about?
Do you mean all the different things that I'm doing when you say maintaining?
Yeah, just like when you like maintaining, I guess, consistency when it comes to just making sure your like creative output is being fulfilled. Like how do you go about doing that? You know, like, is there pressure for it?
When I feel pressure, that's when I know I'm off, because creativity doesn't, at least for me, doesn't come from a place of stress or pressure or any kind of negative headspace, you know, like my best jokes came from me, you know, I don't know, like being in an Uber, being drunk, going for a walk, like with my friends going for walks, exercising, being in the shower, doing something where I wasn't really, I wasn't sitting there going like, think, be funny, you know, like it's just, you can't, you know, you really need to like be in a, I don't want to say, I'm sure there's lots of people that really work well under pressure. And I mean, if someone was like if I had like a deadline, I mean, this is why it's actually nice. My day job, there is a lot of stuff like this where I have even working for the Laugh Factory, I would write a lot of content for them. And it's like, yeah, I'd have to have this done by 6 p.m. or whatever. And I just got to get it done. And sometimes it was shitty, and it's like, it is what it is. There's also benefit in that. But like, where was I going with this?
Consistency.
Pressure. Thank you. Pressure. To me actually is what the hard part is cultivating a mental headspace, so that I'm not stressed, so that I'm not pressured, so that I'm getting creative input, a lot of input, because if I have a lot of creative ideas, then it's way more fun to go to open mics. It's way more fun to make TikTok videos and to, you know, be silly, make silly videos or do whatever if I'm being inspired and if I'm having fun. But if it's like, oh man, I gotta go film this stupid video for this thing, and like I don't want to do this, like whatever, then it's like, that's when I take a step back and I actually don't do it. And so some people, it maybe not be consistent, but I'm like, I'm going against the grain right now. So that's usually when I'll like take a break. I'll go do other things, you know, or if it's literally just like, maybe I need to be a slob and just not do anything for like a week, or just like go hang out with my friends, just be a normal human being for a week. But then I get bored and then I have to go back. And then, you know, so like I give myself breaks for sure.
Yeah, it's that balance.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's,
last time,
everybody's different.
Yeah, like last time with Mike, we were talking about finding a balance between like, I don't want to call it work and play, but you know, work and play, because you gotta at least for like the comedy side of things, because I can only speak on the comedy side of things. I find it easier to turn experiences into jokes, and a lot of people do, because it's real easy to just be like, yo, I was out with my buddy Mark and his dumb ass walked into a pole while he was drunk. The next thing you know, I turn around, motherfucker turns into a stripper. I was like, damn, that pole hit you harder than I thought. But it's like, it's like, it's easy like to turn that sort of like event into gold. And then like, if you don't have those experiences and you're just like sitting out there in the wind, and then you gotta like think of something like that, just off the top of your head, you're gonna burn yourself out. And then, you know, then you go out and you have those experiences, and then it becomes easier.
Yes.
So it's like,
and yes, like the more, that's again, like that creative input comes from life experiences, and but being like self-aware, like people say, where do you get your material from, or like where do you get inspiration from? And I'm like, I'm just always looking for it, always, you know. And so like it could literally be, I'm walking, like you were saying, someone you know, a friend of yours does something stupid, or I do something stupid, or I see something, or you know, my mom calls and says something, like all these things. I'm like, everything could be something, you know. So it's like I'm always kind of looking for it, and most people aren't thinking of things that way, so that's why they don't do comedy, and it's fine. That's why we're a bunch of weirdos. But yeah,
I got some
creative
jokes
input
about my mom, bro.
They give us a lot. They give us a lot of material.
Yo, she dropped the garage door on me, and she forgot.
How does that happen?
Exactly. Like I'm trying to figure out a way to twist that around. Everybody knows the story about like the mom who like gained super strength. I'm gonna be like, my mom's different. She fucking dropped shit.
Follow-up question: was it an electric one? And how were you waiting for it to fall on you? If so,
like, no.
I look. Story time, real quick. Right?
I guess so. Here we go.
I'm from North Carolina. Okay, so
me too.
This was what part?
Winston-Salem.
Okay, Winston-Salem. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea where that's at, but I'm from Fayetteville.
Okay, Greensboro. Okay, cool.
Okay, I know where that is.
There we go.
Yeah, so
cool.
Fayetteville by
so you're
Fort Bragg.
Yep. Cool.
There was nothing to do out there. No wonder I turned into
except for to have garage doors drop.
Exactly. Except for having garage doors fall on you. So it was it wasn't the electric one. This was like before I even knew electric garage doors exist. I didn't know electric garage doors existed until I came to Florida. And then I was like, why isn't it making any noise? That's fucking weird. But the garage door wouldn't go up. So her and my brother lifted it up, and I was like, I went out, like I crawled up under it because I was like 8 or something, and I was smaller than I am right now. Big Mike wasn't so big. And I was able to crawl up under the garage door to see if like anything on the outside got it stuck or whatever. And it's like, nope, all right, cool. So they're still holding it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back up under. So I'm crawling, and I get like my torso, like it wasn't my head. So I got through my torso, I can remember this vividly. Like it went from my torso, my ears, my eyes, my neck, like everything. And then next thing you know, I got to like my thigh, and then I just heard boom, and I was like, ah! It's like it was the most like it wasn't a pain scream. It was more like, did you really just drop a fucking garage on your son?
Oh
like,
my god!
On your son.
And so I was like, it was whatever. And then like I tell her this story, and she's like, I don't remember that. I was like, of course you don't.
Must have been somebody else. I don't know.
Like,
Must have been
that
somebody else.
Oh my gosh, that's gotta love moms, man. Gotta love moms.
I mean,
they gaslight you all the time.
They really do.
So besides, garages and comedy, I guess, but yeah, the opposite side of comedy, to do a terrible segue. How do you make time for yourself when it comes to just like when you get to that point of burnout? Like, what do you do in order to just like put yourself back in that mindset to kind of like be creative again?
Journaling helps me a lot. Hanging out with friends, like I definitely have a couple different groups of friends that are all very like, they give me life rather than, they're not, it's not soul sucking relationships. Very
Right.
important. Having
Absolutely.
friends in your life like Mike, who, when you hang out with them, you feel like you had your cup filled up a little bit more than when you got there.
Yeah.
So good relationships, exercise. Like I love getting in nature. I love doing mushrooms. I love doing mushrooms and doing hikes. And I know, listen, I'm a California girl, okay? And then I
just didn't expect getting in nature. Was like, yeah, I love doing mushrooms.
Yeah, getting in nature, doing these two things go hand in hand.
That's such a goddamn comedian thing to say. I'm not
and any kind of traveling I can do too, like even if it's just like for the day, if I can get out of my bubble and like you were saying, living a life, getting out of your own environment can be really helpful. I'm in my studio apartment, especially now because I work from home. I'm here like all day long, and so any way that I can get out of here is going to be good if I want to like just stay mentally sane for one, but also if I want to have any kind of inspiration or insight. Also, I do my best thinking when I'm moving, I notice. So like walking, I'll go walk for like 5 or 6 miles and just be like processing stuff. So that's good. Hikes are great for that.
One thing you put me on recently too is like meditation too, and I feel like that's been like super
meditation
important.
too.
Just,
Yeah,
like,
meditation and
clearing your
journaling.
mind. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's so nice to be able to just clear everything out and just focus on your breathing and just it's weird. Like it's so weird how calming that is. It helps so much.
All you need is your breath, man. And I mean, even with yoga's been really helpful for me for a ton of reasons, and that's all about breathing. And then I start doing weight training, and even then it's like what you do should be matched up with your breath. Everything is connected to that. And meditating is really addicting. I feel like meditating and journaling both kind of help like get things out, or like maybe calm the waters or get things out. And then you got to do things that get things in. And that's where it's like creative input. And for everybody that might be different, some people like playing sports or doing whatever it is that just get your mind off something, woodworking. I don't know, something that you just kind of get in the zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Absolutely.
I feel like all right, rewind. when I started, because I just started, or
Mm-hmm.
not just started. I'm in my last year of college right now because I went back to school after 13 years. I went back to college.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
When I first started, we there's this class that we took called Psychology of Play, and there was something that my teacher had talked about. That was, what was it called? I forget. It's like a state of flow, I think is what she was talking about.
Yeah.
And when you are put in that state of flow, you kind of just like everything kind of just goes away except for the thing that you're focusing on. And also specifically like me with someone who has ADHD, it's very, very like intense where you're just like, let me go ahead and edit this project for like 2 hours. And the next thing I know, it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, oh, it's been 15 hours. And I'm like, oh, I'm still sitting here doing all this stuff. I didn't even realize I was, because it's just like but it's like, it could be a good thing because like you're focusing your mind on this one thing in order to just kind of feel like you're progressing and making progress with something. And that can be like, whether it's like with running or like you were saying with woodwork or baking bread or like just doing whatever, it's just like having that state of flow is like super important to kind of just keeping, I guess, a good mental state, because that's how life is.
You know what, Ray? I will give you comedian points. That's a good callback.
I'm glad to
bacon.
Oh
bread.
no, I think we lost Caitlin. I could see you, but it says and she's gone. We lost Rachel and Caitlin. We lost both the kids. All right, y'all, we're going to be right back and we will fix this.
Strike a spark is for the boys.
All right, we're back. Caitlin is back. We did it, folks.
We did it.
Yeah, we were just talking about consistency and the state of flow and just being able to like have something to focus on for a long period of time because it's good for your mental health.
I like this. I haven't heard the term state of flow, but that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The zone.
Yeah, it's really, really important, I feel like, for especially creative people, because you kind of have to put yourself in there.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of that, I guess, when it comes to, I guess it's not really on the opposite side, but like when it comes to rejection, how do you feel? Like, how does that like change your path when it comes to like comedy or just like anything really?
It's a good question. I mean, I guess the closest thing to rejection in comedy, I mean, there are occasionally you do get some auditions. Like I did audition for a new club that opened up, and like just it went so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't even know if the booker was there. I don't know if the owner was there, like the right people were even there watching, but I never got any kind of, they never contacted me. And the truth of the matter is that like I've gotten to the point now where things that I thought I wanted, I've realized later I wouldn't have had that much fun with, and things that I didn't think that I wanted end up being really beneficial. Like I didn't want to work at the Laugh Factory, for example. Like I was broke and I didn't have a job and I was like behind on rent, and my buddy Tommy was like, well, we need editors. And I was like, fine. And the whole time, like I've been there 3 years, I've been trying to find other work, like, but that job was really important because that job got me doing stand-up. It introduced me to everyone that I know. It made like the most important connections that I have.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of like, there's a lot of things that I think that I want, and when I don't get it, I just look at it as like, this isn't it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to look at as rejection because it's like, it just means that this one isn't mine.
Yeah.
But it can feel bad in stand up when you bomb. I would take that as rejection too. Like when you bomb, that feels bad. When you like try a new bit and it just doesn't work, I'm like, fuck. That feels shitty. That feels shittier to me than like not getting a part or whatever. Because you're like, man, I really thought this would work. And then you realize like how much of this is communication and how you set up jokes and how you communicate the punchline. And usually it's all on you and how you write and how you communicate. But that
Absolutely.
First initial silence when you're just eating shit.
I can't.
Oh Lord.
Oof.
I don't. My brain couldn't do that. I would just drop the mic and walk away and be like, all right, bye.
It's a terrible feeling. It's such a terrible
I've gotten
feeling.
up early.
Oh
I've
my
gotten
god.
off early.
I
I
have
have.
to. I have
Oh
to.
no.
I don't know.
That's-
Because I always like to give like maybe maybe it's not the right crowd for that type of joke. So I like to use like if that
To blame them.
happens. No, sometimes there was this one in like a coffee shop where like everyone was like silent chuckling, and I was like, it's okay to laugh, right? But
yeah, make noise.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Right.
they're dead. But no, I like to do it like 3 times, which honestly I might just stop that, because if like it's silent on the second one, I'm like, this is the second time this joke failed.
Yeah.
It's like maybe it's
You
not
gotta
it. But I got
it.
I got the 3 strikes out rule. And then
That's
on
smart.
that third one I'm just like, yeah, that she dead.
Mhm. Yeah, you gotta. I feel like that's a very important thing. Just not even just like with comedy, but like knowing when to kind of move on, because there are certain things you can like apply this to relationships, to jobs, to whatever. Like if there are certain things in your life that are not giving you that necessity of like life, and just making you feel like you're doing it for the right thing, whether it's like a joke, or if it's something that you're trying at work, or like I said, like with a relationship, something's like you're not in a good relationship. I don't know why I keep bringing up the relationship thing, but
I don't know why either. Dog.
But it's like you just have to make sure that like if something's not going the way you should, just kind of like flip the script and kind of change what you need to do.
Yeah, you can do that, or you can rework it. Like
yeah, true, yeah.
That's also the workshop process. Is especially if like I'm like my instincts know if something's funny.
Yeah.
And I thought this was funny, so the fact that they didn't laugh. There's something. It's just more of like it's figuring out the puzzle. It's like there's got to be a way to get them to laugh about this.
Right.
And sometimes, I have one bit that like no matter what I do, it just doesn't seem to work, and I've been working on it for years, and I'm not going to give up on it. I think but like it's because I know there's so many funny jokes in this, but it's this thing where I'm kind of being self-deprecating, and people don't want to feel bad for me, and I'm like, no, it's hilarious. I just have to find a way to get them to laugh with me and not feel like they're laughing at me, and that's the challenge, and that's the fun part. And one day, man, I will fucking get it.
What's the joke?
Mark my word. It's not a joke. It's a whole bit. It's like a 5-minute thing.
That's
but
great.
It's basically about me being an ugly kid. And so people like feel bad, and I'm like, no, I'm hot with a personality now. This was a good thing, but like all of the shit that I went through, people are like, oh, you poor baby, and I'm like, no, laugh with me.
You poor baby.
It'll take the power back.
I would feel better if you just fucking laugh.
Exactly. If you want me to feel better,
Write a
about
show,
it,
damn
laugh. Like, bring a gun, laugh.
Well, I feel like this. I feel like that's as good a place as any to kind of end it. I do have the last question though, but it's a really quick one that we ask all the guests and we ask the hosts.
Okay, so now I don't feel so special.
I'm sorry. It's just
I'm kidding.
I don't want to.
No, I'm very no. Come on, no, I'm fucking with you. I'm kidding.
Oh no, not you. No, I was just gonna say like I don't know because like Rachel has a plan for like why we do it. And I didn't know if it was supposed to be a divulge or not, but I'll say it now. We're gonna make we're making a playlist like of all the songs that like all of our guests do. So that's like the whole point of it. Yeah. So
damn, I really thought that that we came up with this idea first, and then we were gonna make the playlist. It was like, oh well, now it got meaning behind it.
Oh no.
But that might have been the case, and I might have just snitched on it.
We definitely had a meeting about it. So Caitlin, what's the song of your life right now?
Of my life right now?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. I'm literally gonna pull up Spotify and see I break up my playlist by season in case anybody's ever wanting to know.
That's amazing.
I think that one of the ones that I really love right now is by a band. Well, it's actually one guy, but it's a group called Geographer.
Mm-hmm.
And the song is called Hollow, and it's really beautiful, and he has some gorgeous vocals, and anyway, it's a good summer jam.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's one I can like listen on repeat right now, so
I like it.
Enjoy.
What about you, Big Mike?
Man, see, that's what I've been over here looking for. I'm not gonna lie. we always have this problem when it comes down to me picking the song. It's just like, oh, I don't know. You know, my songs be out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm teetering on What Does the Fox Say?
What?
And
that is the most Gen Z shit I've ever heard.
And the duck song. I'm teetering on What Does the Fox Say in the duck song. Because it's one of those songs, just like how Mike said his song was the freaking song that never ends. It's just one of those songs that's like, right now I'm content in life. And it's just like a song that'll just fucking run in your head for no reason.
Okay.
And that's really it. So I might just do I'm gonna do the duck song, but okay. just for the sake of everyone's sanity, let's just say Sunflower by Post Malone. But in reality,
I love that song.
Yeah, in reality, it's the duck song. So
okay.
I'm just ever staring out in space. It's just a fucking duck walked up to the lemonade stand.
He had a fake out.
That was good.
Thought it was this, good. But it's really this. What about you, Ray?
Right now, I would say "A Boy Is a Gun" by Tyler the Creator, off of his fourth album, Igor. It's talks about basically just like, I don't want to like give too much, right now, but just like life and relationships, and there's someone that you're into, but then you're just like you're like hot and cold about them type of thing, so it's like there's a line in there, where's it at? I've got the lyrics right here, I'm pulling it up. It says give a fuck what they talking about. I see you as a 10. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave us as friends, because the irony is I don't want to see you again. And I'm like, yeah, it's like when you fuck with someone heavily, and then at the same time, yeah, you get the fucking ick. And it's like, oh my god, yeah. So
I know the ick, baby. I invented the ick, my dude. Oh my god.
Oh man, yeah, that's my life, right? That's the song that describes my life right now. So
Oh man, Ray really came
mine
prepared.
is very different. Mine is very different than yours, but that's okay.
Everyone's was very different from everybody's.
Yeah.
I mean,
to have variety.
Fine then, shoot. I'll pick a serious song.
No, yours was good. Sunflower was great.
Mine is like a really like indie pop like yee song, and then I don't know, it's just funny.
I see which one Ray's actually gonna put on the playlist. He's like, I'm not putting the duck song in the playlist.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not. It's up to.
I don't even know what
Rachel's
the hell the duck
it.
song is. I mean, I don't want to know, but I mean, I'll listen to it eventually.
You should
if
play
I think it is what I think it is, yes.
Play it right now.
Is it got any grapes? That dumb song?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, it's just like it's literally just staring out into space, or it's
wait.
I don't know. Just it's a song.
Not this like dumb little guitar thing.
It's really
not
weird.
This like baby song.
It might be that.
It probably is. It might be.
It's got a poorly drawn duck on the cover art.
No, that's not your song. That's not your.
That's definitely.
Are you messing with us?
That's what I was saying, Caitlin.
I don't.
That's what I was saying. Look at it.
Yeah, we need to. We're gonna. I don't like.
Fine. You want? All right. I'll run it back.
No, Sunflower is fine. Sunflower is fine.
Yeah, Sunflower.
What
is
do
great.
you mean? It's just the meaning behind it. Because all of my songs are out there. Like all of my songs are out there.
They're good.
And it's literally just a song. That,
Caitlin, where can the people find you?
Look me up on TikTok and Instagram, Twitter, all the platforms. Caitlin Alyn, that's ALYN, and yeah, I post a lot of thirst traps and comedy videos. So
nice.
Make sure you check that out.
Any shows coming up for the people in LA that might listen to this?
July 21st, I will be at the La Jolla Comedy Store at 7:30 doing a show called Social Media Meltdowns, where we perform crazy shit off the internet on stage, and it'll be a lot of fun. So
that sounds amazing.
It's really fun.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, thank you for coming on. This has been a great
Thanks for
episode.
having me.
Yes, I'm very glad we finally got to do this, because I feel like it's been a good time. Mike, you want to take us out of here?
I got you, bro. All right, here we go again, back at it again with another Strike a Spark podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for enjoying it. And just like always, whenever I'm on here and I'm closing it out, we got a good old saying for you. Remember, people, success is like pregnancy. Everyone wants to say congratulations, but nobody knows how many times you've been fucked. Thank you for joining us today. We're your fire starters. Come back again whenever you need us to strike a spark.
Later.
Yes. Thank you.